Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel C++ with Omkar. In today's video, we are going to learn about conditional statements and loops in C++. These two are the backbone of any programming language because they help us in making decisions and repeating tasks. Firstly, we are going to start with conditional statements. Conditional statements are used when we want to take the decision based on the certain conditions. There are four conditional statements. They are if statement, if else statement, else if statement, and switch case. Let me write here. First one is if, second one is if else, third one is if else if, fourth one is the last one is switch. Firstly, we are starting with if. The syntax for if statement is if parenthesis, in that we are going to write condition and there will be a block of statement. We used to write statements. Let me show with an example starting with boilerplate code main, and I am creating a variable called age. I will take input from the keyboard, so I am writing a text. Enter your age and take input through cin, pass age. If the condition, I will write the condition age greater than or equal to 18, then you are adult, otherwise nothing. I forgot to give here semicolon. Now let me run it. I am passing age as a 19, then you are adult. If I pass less than 18, I will pass 17. It is not returning anything. To avoid this, if we want both outcomes true and false, in that case we need to have another block of statements that is called else. But the disadvantage of using only if, when we use only if, the program checks the condition. If the condition is true, it will execute statement inside. But if the condition is false, then nothing happens. The program just skips that block and moves on. This become a problem when we want to handle both outcomes, true and false. Without else, we can't tell the program what to do in the false case. For this, we have another conditional statement called if else. It is similar to if, but additionally we have else block. For if else is here we need to add just else and give a block of code where we should write the statements. If the condition is true, then if block will be executed. If the condition is false, the else block will be executed. If else will be here itself. We have passed here only if. It checks only the condition is true. Otherwise, it will return nothing. Just adding here for the false case. Else, if the condition is false, you are not adult. Now, let me run it. See, if I pass now 17, it will return you are not adult. In previous case, it was not written nothing in if case. And we have one more conditional statement called if else if. It will check the multiple conditions one by one. The if else if ladder is used when we need to test multiple condition. The program checks the condition one by one from top to bottom. As soon as one condition becomes true, its block is executed and rest are skipped. If no condition is true, then the else block will execute. This is called ladder because the program goes step by step just like climbing down a ladder. For the betterment of understanding if else if conditional statements, let me explain a simple program related to that. Before that, I will explain syntax further. In if else if also we have firstly if condition. After that, we use else if. There will be condition for else if also. There is no fixed limit. There is no fixed limit how many else if blocks you can use. You can write 1, 2, 5, 10, even 100 else if statements if you want, but only one block will execute the first condition that becomes true. If none are true, then the else block will execute. Go for example, I will change in this only. In previous one, there was age. I will make it as marks and I will input marks. After that, here the condition. I will pass marks. If marks are greater than or equal to 90, student got grade as 8. Else if otherwise, there is a chance of getting 80, 70, 60, so on. Up till 40 is considered as pass student. Less than 40 is considered as a fail. Till that, we can write else if statements. Similarly, we will pass here also condition greater than or equal to 80, he got B grade. Here I am going to use only one if else statement. You can take up till 40. At the last else block, student got failed. Grade should be F. Here I will write another one greater than or equal to 89 and marks greater than equal to 40 considered as C grade. Now let me run it. Uh, Enter your age. By default, I not changed their age. Here I should have kept marks, but forgot. Otherwise, we will change it here. Marks. We will remove this terminal and open with new terminal. Okay. Enter your marks. If I enter 39, definitely it's going to be failed. Grade F. Similarly, if I take 91, the student should get A grade. This is about else if ladder. We will go for switch statement. Switch statement allows us to execute one block of a code out of many based on the value of variable or expression. It works with integral types like int, char, and etc. Think of it as a alternative of a long chain of if else if. Let me write a syntax for switch statement. I will write for here. There will be switch and here we will pass condition and there will be cases, case one, and here you can print or write any statements after case one and there is no limit for cases. You can write up till n and at last we will have I will write for second also. At last we need to write default case also. Like assume in if else at last else part. These cases are else if. This switch condition is if, that is a common between if else if and switch case. At last here the statements will be also there. This is a basic syntax of switch. Let me write a simple program. Before that, I will take this out. Now, let me explain example for switch case. First, I will take variable as a value or day, and I will going to take from the user, enter the day, see in day. Now we will write switch. Here we should write condition. We will pass day. Case 1, if day value is 1, then first day will be Monday. Similarly, up till Sunday, there would be 7 values. Here change the values 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now change the days. There will be no more than these days. After this, we will write invalid because if anybody enters 8, so on value also, we can tell that it is an invalid day. See out invalid. Now let me run it. If I enter 8, we are getting invalid day because up till we have a case till 7. There is no 8, so on that. So if I enter 100 also, we will get same output, invalid day. If I enter now 6, for example, we are getting 6 Saturday and also Sunday and also invalid statement. This is due to because our value got at sixth line. This is our true condition. But if we don't use break statement, it will execute following next one also. After getting true, the following next one also considered as a true and it will given in the output. To avoid this, we will use break statement. If we found the answer, we must exit. So we will use here break. Now we will run. If I enter same 6, now we will get only Saturday because we got our answer at sixth line. After that, we are saying we got our successfully answer. So you should terminate from the switch case. This is about conditional statement. Now we will go for loopings or iterations. Firstly, I am going to explain about for loop. The for loop is used when we know how many times we want to repeat something. For example, if I want to print numbers 0 to 5, I know the last value as a 5. So in that case, we can use for loop. For this, let me write syntax. For here the initialization takes place, after that condition, after that updation. Updation means increment or decrement. Increment decrement means we are changing the values. Here in block we will write statements or logic to execute. Let me write a simple logic to understand more. For int I equal to 0, I have initialized I with 0. The I should be run until the 5 times I plus plus. I value changing regularly. See out I and giving next line. Now let me run it. See, we are getting 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we will go for while loop. The definition of while loop is that while loop is used when we don't know in advance how many times to repeat, but we have a condition to check. But here I will explain only simple logic that we know how many times to repeat, but in further videos or further topics where we don't know where should the loop stop, in that cases we will use while rather than for loop. Let me write a syntax for while loop. While, here the condition, after that block of code where we will write statements or logic, and after that there will be updation. It may be increment, decrement or anything. I will initialize with 0, creating I, initializing with 0, while condition I should be less than 5, cout I, and giving next line and update the I value. Now run it. See, we are getting the output. Now we are going for do while. The definition of do while is similar to while, but the main difference is it executes the code at least once, even if the condition is false. For example, before that, I will write syntax for do while. Do, here the block where we will write statements and updation. After that, we will write condition here in while. And don't forget to give semicolon at the last. Many of the beginners will forget to give here semicolon. They will face while executing. We will do program. We will initialize I value with 0 to cout I value and update C value. We will write in while the condition I less than or equal to 5. I am forgot to give a semicolon. Now let me run it. Okay. Now here the condition is true. That's why it is executing until 5 because I is starting from 0. 0 is always less than 5 and after increment 1 is also less than up till 5 it is true. If I pass here -1 also it will execute once. See, we are getting answer as a 0 because we are initialized I with 0. That is the main difference between while and do while. It will execute at least once if the condition true or false. So today we learned about all conditional statements and all the loopings. In next video, we will solve some real problems using concepts like checking prime numbers, printing patterns, and generating multiplication table. If you liked this explanation, like, share, and subscribe to C++ with Omkar. See you in next video.